1, 2, and 3, and 4. Right. Onwards. We have to go punch a girl and her dogs. Then, hopefully, hit some of Veronica's quest triggers. Hopefully. We'll see. I still can't believe that I spent all that time last episode trying to avoid Cook. Doesn't matter if we have his stew schematic, we'll have to cook that later. Or try to. Regardless, yes, first up is dogs and violets. And then there'll only be one fiend boss left in the entire area, which is pretty cool. I don't intend to clear Vault 3 anytime soon, since I need to go see the Great Khans first. Alright, here we go. There's Violet and her dogs up on sensors. Caution and okay, dog. Looks like I can one-hit the stock dogs. There's Violet. Right, time to go kill her.
You like the sight of your own blood?
We took her out with a punch to the arm and everything. Power Fist's clearly the way of the future. Feeding your dogs human flesh is never going to end well. I think I'll steal your stim packs, however. Ooh, and a doctor's bag, and 2 doses of steady. Not that I have any need for steady. And a program of die. Hey, and a quartz. It's always nice to get a special edition Nuka-Cola, especially since the loss of quantum. And what do we have here? Cool, railway spikes. Which don't have any weight. Someone made a slip up. Okay, let's hightail it back to McCarran, that's the one. Hang a right at the dead Brahmin. Make sure to kick the corpse of the fiend who punched so hard his arm flew off. Ooh, I think we angle left. Over there is a Sunset Sarsaparilla plant. You can pass the Poseidon Energy gas station. Well, atomic fuel station, I guess. Regardless, we'll be going back to the Sarsaparilla plant later. And over there in the distance is the entries to McCarran Airfield, in which we will take great care not to tread on any mines. Poseidon Energy, whilst not evil in and of themselves, were heavily associated with the Enclave just after the Great War. Lots of Enclave sites are also Poseidon Energy sites. One of the key things about Fallout 2 was the oil rig, which was a Poseidon site, and again the Navarro vertibird refueling base was originally just a Poseidon refinery.
What'd you think of Mr. House? I was surprised he only had the 2 robot sex slaves.
You didn't even talk to him. Tell me about yourself.
I like long walks in the desert and candlelit metal workshops.
How can I best use your skills, Veronica?
I like punching things, but sometimes shooting things just has to do.
Anything else?
Yeah, I've been taking things apart and putting them back together since before I said my first word. You want to build something? Talk to me, and we can do it right there on the spot. Workbenches are for novices. Who knows? I might even be able to show you a Brotherhood trick or two.
Tell me more about yourself.
My favorite subject.
What are your goals?
I want a dress.
A dress?
Yeah, a good one. Something elegant and classy, you know? But still stylish. Something that's eye-catching and sexy, but also says, don't fuck with me. I keep hoping I'll come across some old-world designer gown when I'm scavenging, but it never happens. Maybe I should move back to California.
That's your goal. You want a nice dress.
Hey, you try getting a date wearing scribe robes. Might as well be wearing sweatpants. I just like them, you know? They make you feel like a woman. Those ladies before the war, they knew what they were doing.
I want to discuss something else.
Ooh.
Can you help me craft anything?
Step into my office.
Coyote hide belts. 8 leather belts added. Wonderful, just what I wanted.
My favorite subject.
Who was this Father Elijah to you?
I would say he was my tutor, but that doesn't cover it. After my parents passed, he looked after me. The whole Brotherhood brought me up, really, but he made sure of it. I never had a grandfather, not that I knew anyway, but Elijah was in some ways what I'd imagine a grandfather to be.
Did you follow him from California?
It was by his request, actually. He cleared it with the other elders. Somehow. They sent him to look into the dam. There was a time when I'd have begged to follow. Watch him at work.
What changed?
He did. For years, he fought with the council. Taught me to question our direction. Meanwhile, he'd become more out of touch than all of them. On our way east, he demanded we stop at Helios 1 to examine it. While we were there, we received word that the NCR had taken the dam. He was furious. Called it children playing with a bomb, but he was mad because we'd lost its power. What we'd use it for. He didn't even care.
How is that any different from how any other elder would have reacted?
They're cautious. When they discover something, they respect it, learn its limits, consider how to preserve it. used to drive Father Elijah crazy. He liked to learn limits too, but only so he could push them. That's not to excuse the other elders, though. They all covet technology for its own sake. Some are just more fanatical than others.
Ever try and talk any sense into him?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't help him. He just didn't listen, and the idea that people talk back to him... If he could have made the Brotherhood act like machines, ordering them around with the push of a button, he would have.
What did you learn from him?
Elijah could look at an old device and immediately understand what made it work. And he could see its potential, where it fit with other technology. It's not something he could teach, but he tried with me. Some of it stuck. But that's what he taught me. You ask what I learned from him.
How is that different? What did you learn from him?
I learned what I don't want to become. In the end, there was just him and his vision. Nothing and no one else.
Were you close?
Yeah. I miss him.
Let's keep moving. We'll leave the rest for another time. You coming, Veronica? Onwards, let's find Major Datry. We have heads for him. Charming fellow collecting heads. But let's face it, we need the caps for implants. We can still afford all of the other stat implants and the DT implant. Well, I have enough endurance for that lot.
Got any more good news for me?
Yeah, plenty.
You killed another one. God damn it. That's Violet, all right. You've made me one happy son of a bitch, you know that? Here, this is the bounty I put on her head. It's yours. Think you can take down another one of these scumbags? Up to you. But I can trust you to do the job, and I'd hate to see you walk away.
Already done.
That's the best damn thing I've heard all day. Finally, somebody around here with some goddamn ambition. There's 2 psycho bastards left. Which one will it be?
I'll take Cook.
One thing I should tell you about Cook. Piece of shit is pure animal. He raped one of my snipers, and that makes this personal. Also, he's got a flamethrower, and he's damn good with it. From what I hear, he either rapes or burns every living thing he gets his hands on. Only one man's gotten close to killing him, and that's Little Buster. So he says, anyway. Maybe it's bullshit, but I'd still ask him about it.
Who is Little Buster?
Bounty hunter. Talks big. But he's still alive, so he can't be completely full of shit. I think he's out in the yard, waiting to claim a couple bounties.
Got it.
You've gone after the fiends before. I don't have to tell you to keep alert. Good luck.
I'd like to claim that bounty you just sent me after.
If that's true, that'd be the last of them. Yeah, that's Cook. Ugh, did he always smell like this, even before he was dead? And the fiends let this guy touch their food? Well, this is payback for at least one of my troopers. She'll be glad to know he's dead. Here's your caps. You've been one hell of a stroke of good luck, you know that? Those 3 scumbags probably killed 20 NCR troopers. And you bring them down alone. Wish I had a few grunts as good as you. Damn good working with you.
Accepted. I like it. And thank you, Major.
There's a lot more troops here than we thought. No wonder we couldn't hold Helios 1.
Well said, Veronica.
You can't help but notice that the Brotherhood barely exists to these people out here. We're like an urban myth, no real presence on the outside. We just don't adapt like we should. Used to be that all you needed to get your way was a suit of power armor and a laser rifle. Now, people are armed and organized. They're not afraid. But we still stick to our old approach because it's all we know.
Power armor and laser rifles are still effective.
Yeah, but only if you've got bodies to fill the suits. We don't take on new members. We're all descendants from the original Brotherhood. Something's gonna have to change, or the empty suits are gonna be all that's left of us.
True that.
See you around.
Alright friends, that was the first of Veronica's 3 triggers. There are spread around the wasteland, for the majority of the loyalty quests, might I add, triggers, which cause companions to say something regarding their own personal beliefs or development or what have you. Now, these are actually well enough designed that if you don't know that they exist, you will find them sooner or later. Veronica's especially are spread around. There's a large number which are one-time only deals, so you just have to be lucky enough to have her along when you encounter the dialogue. But she's got some permanent ones as well. I'm specifically avoiding some NPCs because they trigger Veronica, but they also trigger off Arcade Gannon, another companion with a similar outlook on life. More scientific and humanitarian than Veronica's I like punching things, which, whilst refreshingly direct, is not that deep. All that stuff about we're being chased down by a ranger.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you. There's an NCR emergency 2-way radio. You call, and we'll come running. You're not alone out here. The NCR has your back. Stay safe and good hunting.
Thank you kindly, NCR Ranger. As I was saying, all that stuff about Father Elijah will become oh so much more relevant, both during her loyalty quest and the DLCs. I'd say 2.5 of the DLCs are concerned with the epic saga of Father Elijah and how he fucked shit up. Oh, Veronica, that took you long enough. Let's see, where are we going? Oh, I know where we're going. Took me a moment there. We're not going to head in, but we are going to go pay a visit to Vault 3. The ramp leading down to Vault 3 contains one of Veronica's triggers. When we get 2 of them out of the way, we can just pop off and see about the 3rd. I'm just trying to think what a good one would be. The perimeter of Cottonwood, I think. That might be a good idea. There's quite a large trigger area surrounding Cottonwood Cove and the town of Nelson. We currently still bear the mark, so we can get there without getting screwed by legionnaires. Probably. Alright, to get to Vault 3 we must pop through here. Oh! Actually, even better, we could go back to the Boomers. That fits in with her grand scheme. Okay, those fiends have not regenerated, but there are a few more in the area. Hey, 9 XP for finding Vault 3.
No power armor, no energy weapons, and they're giving the NCR more trouble than we ever did. You know, I've been thinking. The real problem with the Brotherhood is that we isolate ourselves. Our training is top-notch, our technology gives us an advantage, but when it all comes down to it, we're losing because we shun the outside world. We always make enemies, never allies. We refuse to recruit outsiders or see the value in their simpler technologies.
Why don't you do something about it?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about what kind of role we could take on that would give us the best chance of survival. But I think things are starting to come together. I know the odds aren't good, but I gotta try. I can't lose them.
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject.
Do you have any other family in the Brotherhood?
Just my parents, but they haven't been around for a long time. Dad was a paladin, Mom was a scribe. They died in the same battle, trying to hold off the NCR from... something. I don't remember what it was. Guess it seemed important at the time.
Tell me something else.
Can I make it up?
Are you well respected among other members of the Brotherhood?
If you take trying to keep me as far away from Hidden Valley as possible because I ask too many difficult questions as a sign of respect, oh yeah. That's not to say I don't get along with them. I just think they don't know what to do with me sometimes.
Ah, yeah, and you just let slip that the base is in Hidden Valley. Which we haven't run into yet, and frankly, talking to Veronica, by far and away the easiest way in. For the longest time, I thought it was the only way in. Fiends. And I can only fire a flamer once. Oh, this is good.
You like the sight of your own blood?
Shit! You like the suck.
Apparently they really wanted to know whether or not we liked the sight of our own blood. Don't even care for the laser RCWs, frankly. Ooh, pool cue, that's more like it. Wait, frag grenade. I saw a pool cue, but took the frag grenade. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's pop back to our new friends at Nellis. Again, without foresight, you would just have to wait until you accidentally ran into something which would trigger Veronica, rather than doing what I'm doing, which is only very slightly game breaking. That's jumping around. We didn't see the boomer mysteries when we were here last time. We were just here for the snow globe. Sitting here to watch the boomer mysteries will advance us in Valere, give us some boomer respect. Hopefully, if I'm right, trigger Veronica's last required trust point, which will get her to show us to Hidden Valley and trigger her loyalty quest, If I Could Make You Care. Each of the companions has a loyalty quest, which will unlock a second perk. Unlike her current perk, which is Scribe Companion, I think it's called. Scribe Assistant. While Veronica is a companion, the player can craft workbench items through Veronica's dialogue. That's where I made those 8 leather belts. Endlessly useful, but with Lonesome Road we can upgrade EDE to do the same thing. Once we resolve her loyalty quest, she'll get 2 extra. She'll either get extra damage or more armor, I think. One or the other. Right, before we go do that thing, I just wanna... Ooh, fixing things. It is useful enough in Veronica. No, just to fixing things. And stuff I don't need. Let's drink some dirty water. It's like clean water, but only very, very slightly worse for you. Boom! That's more like it. Dean's Electronics. Repair increased by 3. That will most definitely help towards my grand end goal of unlocking a jury rigger, which is witchcraft, and honestly how the repair system should have been to begin with.
You're the outsider. Mother Pearl sent word that you'd be stopping by. You must be eager to hear the story of our people.
Damn Skippy I am.
Wonderful. I'm sure you've noticed the mural on the wall of this hut. Shall I tell you what it all means?
Yes, please do.
Excellent. Imagine you're the first outsider to ever hear our tale.
The first 3 outsiders I'll have you find. EDE counts as a person.
Ages ago, long before I was born, we lived underground. Everyone had guns, but the Overseer wouldn't let us explode anything, not even a hand grenade.
The sign on the vault door says 34.
We left and wandered the wastes. There were savages with knives. We blew them up with frag mines and grenades, burned them with flamethrowers. It was neat, but there was a downside. For every 43.6 savages we killed, we lost one of our own. We needed a new home. We needed Nellis.
Not a bad ratio.
Here we have prospered and multiplied. Here our mighty guns destroy any savages who might try to harm us before they can even reach our gates. Well, until... But... Not saying you want to harm us or you're a savage, but anyways. Nellis...
Don't mind me, kid. I just need to have a quick steak. Starving to death over
has
here.
revealed many secrets. It has taught us how to fly the bombers once based here, and it has taught us where to find one. And that is our story so far. For this last image is our future. To restore the bomber, to fly the open skies in armored safety, raining high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. This is our destiny. I'm pleased that you listened to the entire story. Perhaps there are details you'd like to know more about. Let me know.
Can't fault them for dreaming.
Now that you know the story of our people, you must have all sorts of questions.
Oh boy, do I.
Ask away.
Why did your ancestors leave the safety of a vault?
So you know about the vaults? Yes, we lived in one of those. Ours was numbered 34. In our vault, everyone had guns, but the Overseer wouldn't let you fire off any of the really fun ones. I guess all the little pops and bangs at the firing ranges just got boring after a while.
Your people were willing to risk it all for freedom.
And at Nellis, we found it. We haven't detonated any atomic warheads since before I was born. But otherwise, it's do as you will. Anything else you want to know?
I'm surprised Nellis was empty when your people found it.
Several automatic warheads detonate here 100 years ago, leaving the base highly radioactive. The savages of the Waste, ignoramuses, all avoided Nellis by habit.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to fail this one. I love that. But your people were mutants, immune to the radiation.
No. We just brought devices called Geiger counters with us from the vault. That's all. The radiation levels were safe. Anything else you want to know?
Okay, how do you survive, totally cut off from the world?
Nellis is a completely self-sufficient community. We draw water from Lake Mead, solar arrays provide power, and we grow our own crops.
You must cultivate soil legumes for protein, in addition to the grains.
Indeed we do. Very impressive. Anything else you want to know?
what are howitzers doing at an Air Force base?
You're right. They weren't here when we discovered Nellis. We found the guns at a huge weapon depot called Area 2, many miles from here. It took many weeks to drag the guns and their ammunition back to Nellis, and it was the last time any of us set foot beyond our homeland.
You people are a determined bunch.
Yes, there's just about nothing we won't do to get our hands on some explosive ordnance. Anything else you want to know?
How has Nellis taught your people to fly?
Once we restore power, we learn that some elaborate chairs we've been sleeping in were actually virtual reality simulators. We believe they were used to train combat pilots. We use them extensively. I alone have shot down over 500 Chinese Zion 85 fighters. Before you ask, I'm afraid there's no way you can be allowed to use the simulators. They're for our use only. Sorry.
Damn you. Damn you. Of course, you wouldn't want outsiders learning to fly.
Thank you for being so understanding. Anything else you want to know?
I'm glad I'm losing all of these skill checks.
Loyal found a file somewhere on the base, with magazine articles, photographs, a map even. It seems that a bomber, apparently the 29th of its kind, crashed in Lake Mead on July 21st, 1948. Just imagine, that's over 300 years ago. The photograph shows that it was basically intact, and the map tells us exactly where to find it, except we haven't left Nellis in decades.
Ah, finally a check I can pass. You could attach ballast to the plane and then haul it here for repairs.
Yes! In fact, that's exactly what Loyal has planned to do. You should go talk to him. I wish everyone were just as interested in our story as you are. Maybe I should act out the battles, or learn how to throw my voice.
Either way.
So long.
Ooh, accepted. Have you got anything to say about that, Veronica?
That chip of yours? I wouldn't wager it on blackjack. Unless the dealer has a 5 or 6 showing.
Apparently not.
See you around.
No.
A bunch of shut-ins who scorn outsiders and hold technology over them. Gee, where have I heard that one before?
There's your comment. Let's have a chat about that.
Hey, you got a second?
What is it?
The Brotherhood is failing. I've always known that. If we don't change course, we're going to fall apart, or fade away. But until recently, I haven't understood where we went wrong, or how to fix it. I think I need to go home.
I'll take you back there, first chance I get.
Great! Thanks, thank you. I'll encourage people to name their non-ugly children after you. Seriously.
And there is Veronica's loyalty quest. I could make you care. Go with Veronica to talk to the Brotherhood of Steel Elder at Hidden Valley. Okay, it's slightly confusing since after we get in, it will also trigger the Brotherhood introduction quest, Still in the Dark. And the speech always kind of overlaps, so I'll do my best to separate one from the other and let you know as we go along. But for now, let's go to the... Wait, what's the best way to go in? I think we'll have to go to Goodspring Source, and then walk in Hidden Valley that way. But, as I see, it is 34.5 minutes in. Once we arrive, I will save out, and we can make for Hidden Valley next episode. And also, between now and then, we'll kill a whole bunch of powder gangers. Well, possibly. Lots of wildlife. And, you know, just generally have a dick around. Okay, cool. See you guys next time.